What's up, friends? Welcome to SPDM TV. My name is Mike, part of the SPDM crew, and I watch a lot of TV. We talk about TV related topics, but we talk about various. What's up, friends? Welcome to SPDM TV. My name is Mike, part of the SPDM crew, and I watch a lot of TV. We talk about various TV topics, reviews, and general appreciation of TV past and new. You can follow me on Instagram, Threads, Blue Sky, and Serialized at MLHilty2452 to see what all I'm watching. This week, we are going to be talking about TV shows that are coming out this year that I am excited for. Last year, I ended with 64 brand new seasons of television. That does not include a lot of the past seasons of television that I finished up for various reasons. So, looking to just continue to expand that and continue to kind of steer into the skid that is television. So, here's a list in no particular order of some of the shows that I'm looking forward to. Now, in particular, with these shows, I don't know when some of these shows are coming out, and I don't know if some of these shows are actually coming out this year, but they are shows nonetheless that I'm excited to watch and just kind of go from there. So, starting at the very top of the list, and this is one that's probably going to be fairly early on anyways, so it makes sense. But see, we're finally getting season two of Severance on Apple TV Plus. And Severance was a show that is having a lot of turmoil when it comes to season two, and I'm a little concerned about that. But I trust Apple TV, even though I shouldn't, because Apple TV Plus has consistently had sophomore slumps with a lot of their shows. But I'm still looking forward to it a lot, and I'm hoping that Severance is going to continue its strong premise of the show because there's still so much left for us to discover, and there's different things like that. So I'm looking forward to Severance. I'm looking forward to season three of The White Lotus. I really like season two a lot, and The White Lotus is probably one of HBO's better shows. Between that industry and probably the next show that I mentioned, HBO needs a hit, and The White Lotus is definitely one that I'm really looking forward to. I like the that we're going to be in a Thailand setting. I'm not sure if there's going to be a recurring character that I think is going to like come back for this season. So I'm looking forward to discovering that, but I'm really looking forward to The White Lotus. And then the aforementioned show that I think HBO needs a hit out of is we're getting a second season of The Last of Us. I got a PS5 for whatever you call it. I got a PS5 for Christmas this year, and one thing that I'm looking forward to is potentially playing some of these games that I've missed out on, particularly with the advent of the video game output that is going on television lately. So I'm looking forward to doing stuff like that. But yeah, The Last of Us season two is definitely one that I'm looking forward to and hoping that it's going to be just as good as season one. I'm very, very interested to see how they're going to end Cobra Kai season six. And look, I'm gonna take Netflix to task. I don't like how they split it up amongst three parts. I think that's a bit excessive, but I get it. I get why Netflix does stuff like this. But for Cobra Kai season six, part three, we're doing a lot of setup for a possible Mr. Miyagi show. We're doing a lot of setup for what potentially a new Karate Kid show could be, or a Karate Kid movie could be down the road with Ralph Macchio and Jackie Chan. And I think overall, I'm just very curious to see how this all pans out for all of these characters I've grown to love for six or five and two-thirds of a season. My next one is Daredevil Born Again. Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio can say all they want. It's like, yeah, Disney is fully supporting us with wanting this to be like a really gritty action packed thing. I'll believe it when I see it because Netflix did a fantastic job of making Daredevil among one of the more successful and better Marvel TV shows. So I am very curious to see how that is going to go. I got two shows coming up or three shows rather, well, we'll go four. I've got four shows that had kind of not a not great go of things lately, and I'm hoping for bounce back seasons. Yellow Jacket season three, I was not a huge fan of Yellow Jacket season two. And I'm starting to get to the point where it's like, when are we going to get answers on stuff? And I'm starting to get frustrated about that. So I need this show to progress forward. And it doesn't help that the events of the end of season two, I just don't like what they did with a certain character. And now I'm like, what's the point of me watching some of the stuff in the past if I know that this is the end result for a particular character? So, not a huge fan of that, but hey, we'll see. My next one is Mythic Quest, season four. Now that we don't have the F. Murray Abraham of it all, that is kind of just shining a spotlight on stuff. I'm looking for hopefully a bit of a bounce back because season one is fantastic. It was among one of my favorite shows, and I think, and season two was fine. Season three was not good. So I'm looking for Mythic Quest to get back to its roots. Otherwise, it may be time to cancel this and just let it go. And then the next one or the next two, they're both on Amazon, is Reacher season three and The Wheel of Time season three. Uh, Reacher season one was good. I wouldn't say it was great, but it was good. And season two was not. So I'm looking for Reacher to get back to its roots, and hopefully it will just continue to thrive because Reacher is, I don't want to say it's an important show for Amazon, but it is still one nonetheless that I think could potentially have something good going for it down the road. And then with the Wheel of Time, I I think Wheel of Time has a bit of a tough road to go because it is in the Lord of the Rings, Rings of Power backyard, and I don't think people are clamoring for another fantasy franchise that is very dense and it's got a lot of stuff going for it. And I'm not sure that people are have an appetite for it, unfortunately. So I'm excited cautiously for another season of the Wheel of Time, so we'll see how that goes. My next one is The Studio on Apple TV Plus. It's true what they say when there's two movie, it's the Armageddon and Deep Impact effect, that there's always two things that come out kind of in short succession of one another that two studios were planning because Hollywood is competitive and there's money to be had. And the studio is what I'm hoping the franchise was supposed to be on HBO because I did not like the franchise. I thought that it just didn't have a lot of good going for it. And I'm hoping that the studio kind of treats this a little bit more like a workplace comedy and it's just funny and is just dealing with real things. And the thing I'm looking forward to with the studio is the Seth Rogen of it all. I'm looking forward to that a lot. Next on my list is Andor season two. To me, Andor is the best Star Wars show out there right now, and I also think it is the best Star Wars anything to come out in probably in like the Disney era. So I'm very much looking forward to what Andor could be. So Andor season two is definitely on my radar for that. Mythic Quest has a spin-off, which I don't know how they're going to do that, but it's called Side Quest, and I'm looking forward to that. So we'll see how that pans out. One of my favorite shows from Netflix a couple years ago was Mo. And they're doing a second and final season of Mo, and given everything that happened to him at the end of season one, I'll be very curious to see how that pans out. I've got Invincible season three. Looking forward to that because Invincible is one of Amazon's better shows, and I want to continue to support that. Next, I have 1923. I'm kind of starting to get a little tired of this Yellowstone universe, and but 1923, I'm still enjoying, I guess. So I will give it the benefit of the doubt. Friendly Neighborhood Spider-Man. I saw the trailer for it. I thought it looked delightful, and I'm very much looking forward to it. Now, here's a couple shows. I think this next set of shows are things that I'm not even sure they're coming out this year, but they're kind of earmarked as ones that I'm like, oh, we'll see how this pans out. So, It has been a long time since we were supposed to get Stranger Things season five. And season four was a return to form. And I'm very curious to see how they're going to make all of this work now that all these fucking kids are super popular and all of these kids look like they're 30 now. So I'm hoping that they will make Stranger Things just, I'm hoping that something good will come of it. Is this the year that we're finally going to get a Wednesday season two? Like I've heard rumblings that this is going to be the case, but I don't know because nothing officially has been announced. And Jenna Ortega is just going to get more popular. So I don't understand if they're going to do it, then they gotta fucking do it now. The Sandman season two, very much looking forward to that. I thought the Sandman season one was fine, but after or where they left everything in at the end of the first season. I'm very curious to see how that pans out. We got another season of Percy Jackson and the Olympians. I talked about this recently with a guest, Matthew Nicholson. So Percy Jackson, but I liked season one of Percy Jackson. I'm very much looking forward to a new story with this particular group of kids. So looking forward to that. One of my most pleasant surprises of on Peacock, I think it was last year or the year before. Well, it wasn't last year because last year was 2024. So I think 2023, Twisted Metal. I really liked Twisted Metal a lot. So very much looking forward to a season two when they actually get into the meat and bones of what Twisted Metal actually is, which is just a tournament where people just fuck shit up. In that same vein, I'm looking forward to another season of Poker Face as well. I think Natasha Lyonne was great as a pseudo detective that is just helping people out solve their mysteries in fun and interesting ways. Then I'm looking forward to a final season of Bel Air as well. I I guess you could call Bel Air a guilty pleasure of mine, so I'm just very much looking forward to that. Next, I've got Peacemaker. I've heard rumblings that Peacemaker season two is coming out, but I'm looking forward to what potentially a Peacemaker season two could be in this new DCEU or DCU that James Gunn is now shepherding. Now that we don't have Star Trek Lower Decks, I need a new Star Trek show. And I don't need a new one. I just want one that is a comfort to me, and that is Strange New Worlds. So I'm looking forward to potentially another season of Strange New Worlds. Hacks has been pretty consistent with having a show come out each year, and Hacks is not a show that requires a whole lot of things in the name of special effects. So Hacks, The Bear, and Squid Game, I'm hoping that each of these seasons is comes out in relatively short form and they provide some resolution to some of the dangling threads that they leave in their previous season. I very much am looking forward to another season of The Righteous Gemstones. I really love the show and just looking forward to more of that. Night of the Seven Kingdoms, I do want to see a good Game of Thrones spinoff. I thought The House of the Dragon season one was fine, and I thought The House of the Dragon season two was a bit of a mess, which I get it. Some of it is because of the strikes, so I do understand that, but that doesn't change the fact that you we can only evaluate what's put in front of us, and I didn't think what was put in front of us was very good. Then my last four, I'm looking forward to the rehearsal season two. I'm a little mixed on the rehearsal season one, but there was enough there that I thought it was funny, I thought it was engaging, and I thought it was weird. So I'm gonna come back because I want to see more. Dead City or Walking Dead Dead City. I'm starting, well, I've already lost steam for all things Walking Dead, so we'll see how that pans out. So, but nonetheless, I am excited and cautiously optimistic about The Walking Dead Dead City. Welcome to Derry, which is the It prequel. Just excited to be back in that world. And I think the last thing that I'm looking forward to this year is I want to see how South Park tackles another Trump presidency because they did a really good job with covering that the first time around. So I'm looking forward to seeing how they do it this time. So those are the shows that I'm looking forward to most coming up this year. Did I miss anything? Is there anything that you would recommend? Let me know in the comments below. And hopefully, we'll have a good year when it comes to television in 2025. But that's going to do it for this episode of SPDM TV. Be sure to like, rate, and subscribe to anything and everything SPDM Crew wherever you get your podcast. Join us on social media on Facebook, Instagram, X, Threads, YouTube, and Blue Sky at SPDM Crew. Check out our website at spdmcrew.com. Shout out to HiFlyer Creative Studios for making our awesome logo. Greatly appreciate their support. And if you have any need for marketing, logo, or brand standards, contact them at hiflyercreative.com. If you've got a podcast idea or you're interested in being part of the SPDM Crew as a guest or collaborating, email us at spdmcrew@gmail.com. Until next time, happy watching, friends.